Recording. And starting off, how you guys like the new logo and the rebranding of the Discord? I finally ended up doing it. So I think we're getting into like a pretty good path. Big things are coming, trust me. So, okay, without further ado, let me start with the outlook. Starting off with this one. We mentioned on Friday that this sweep looked nice until it wasn't. As we can see on SFPs, you want to see this getting flipped basically, a V reversal. If this happened, okay, then yeah, this is a sweep. But as soon as I saw price struggling here, I was like, okay, if we don't flip this, it's looking pretty bad. And that's why I posted the outlook. The logo is very nice. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, first start, first start. I'm also looking to bring some traders in, so it will be pretty good. All right, so that about Friday's um, sort of outlook and thesis. It played out perfectly. Unfortunately, I was sleeping at that time and wasn't able to catch it, but I'm sure some of you guys caught the short. Um, so yeah, now let's jump right into VWAPs. All right, starting off with the yearly VWAP. Not much to mention. We're still trading within previous year VWAP and previous year Varia low. So yeah, nothing to mention. 87k is a magnet for now, and also 99.5 slash 100k. All right, but it's important what happens here. If you look at this as like some sort of range, so it's really important what is going to happen right here at highs. Because if we get some sort of range deviation, this is going all the way towards the lows, in my opinion. So, really important place we're at right now. Daily gap. We need to be holding these lows in order to remain bullish. We'll see. Let's jump right into quarterly VWAP. Same thing here, not much to mention, and that is why I'm gonna go into monthly VWAP, trading monthly VWAP. All right, so last week the outlook we did was like around here on Monday. We explained that if we started getting some sort of drive above previous month by year high, then of course we would be expanding higher with an impulsive move and an imbalance pretty much. So this is what happened, but as we can see, we're back into um, monthly VWAP. Okay, so monthly VWAP along with some other levels. If you remember on one of the posts I did in thesis channel, I mentioned that this place is really important. First of all, because we have this big daily gap. Second of all, because we have um, some higher time frame composites. I will show you later. And thirdly, because we have monthly VWAP. And if price is really bullish, we should keep holding structure and going higher, basically right off here. Um, so for me, what happens today, tomorrow into this area is really important. We could dip a bit lower, of course, as long as we don't break the lows. So yeah, the reaction here will be really important. We have two main reactions we can focus on. First one being this could be like some sort of sweep forming for a low to be formed. But the most important reaction is gonna be into the highs. So if we get any rejection of the highs, this is bearish to me. This is bearish to me. Although we formed a low here, this is bearish to me because we are failing to break structure to the upside. Okay, so that's pretty much it about the monthly. Monthly VWAP and previous month value high are the ones that are gonna show us where we're gonna go eventually. So yeah, price so far is trading, is like still trending, so we can't tell if we're gonna be breaking lower yet. Really important is gonna be the reaction into these levels right here. If we get a bounce, if we don't get a bounce and price keeps on grinding lower and lower, then yeah, we're rotating lower definitely. So the main focus for the monthly will be monthly VWAP. Okay, now for the weekly value, which is again really important, it's gonna be the previous week value. Okay, with the most important level so far being previous week value area low. Okay, so for now we have this level. Okay, if price, as we have seen before, early in the week, like it might be happening now or today, if we have a deviation here and price keeps on breaking lower and lower and failing basically to accept above previous week value area low, this is bearish and it's gonna be flashing lower, and we have seen this happening a lot of times. Okay, previous week value area low, price failing to accept above, expansion lower. Or let me find another example. Where was it? I think it was here. Yeah, previous week value area low, price failing to accept above, breakdown, boom, boom, lower. So yeah, it will be really important to see what happens right here. If we get this, it's bearish. Okay, the bull scenario would be to get some sort of drive higher, potentially form a range within these levels. I mean, rejections here are not really good, but it can happen. But price might keep holding the lows again, so we'll see how price behaves here. If now we get, as I said, a low hold here and basically price accepting within previous week value area low, we're rotational within previous week value area low and previous week VWAP, and if we get momentum forming here, rotational also within previous week value area high. Okay, so 93k is basically the lower time frame level to hold. Okay, any sort of breakdown below 93k and failure to accept above, it's looking bearish. Okay, so reaction. Once again, if you remember, I have talked about reactions into levels plenty of times, so it will be really important how we react into these levels. Okay, now let's go into extra charts. All right, so starting off with the weekly value, the weekly profile, we have here some levels. Okay, if you guys remember, we had formed an 8-week composite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of overlapping value. If I merge this, all right, so we do have here, let me delete this actually. not this one, this one. Okay, we do have here the 8-week composite, but also the 14-week composite value, which is from this 14-week composite. Okay, so this prior composite can be our guide in terms of if we're accepting and will be trading higher, or if we're rejecting and will be trading lower. All right, as it was as well this 6-week composite that was formed here, same thing will be. And as you can see here, if I reset TPOs, we did have a decent bounce of this 6-week value low, and price basically traded within the 6-week composite and the 14-week composite for a while. Okay, so reset all TPOs. Let me merge again. So this attempt of accepting above is basically really important. Let me expand here as well. It's not game over yet. It's not a failed auction, as the wick closed above the composite. So once again, what happens here within these two levels? This is the 14-week value low and the 8-week value high. If we get acceptance below the 8-week value high, so basically acceptance below 92k, roughly 92k, it's gonna be basically both a rejection of 14-week value low and acceptance below 8-week value high. So this will be rotational towards the towards the lows into 86k pretty easily if that happens. Okay, so the bull scenario would be to basically form some sort of low into here, form some sort of low, accept again above the 14-week value low, and start trading higher. Okay, this will be the most bull scenario, as this also shows the time and space thing we have in terms of the 10 laws of market dynamics. If price spends time and space above a composite, above a value, it's basically accepting above it. So this will signal the acceptance above the 8-week composite and the acceptance inside the 14-week composite. All right. So pretty important, the reaction we're gonna get here. It can take a week or two to form, but I do think that a week is enough. So we'll see. I don't know how long it will take us. So yeah. All right. This about the profiles, the weekly profiles. Let's see about the daily. We have filled this inefficiency, the NPOCs from below. We don't have any other NPOC sitting below us, except, this. I don't remember what this is. So we have filled the inefficiencies, so we can be trading higher again, as you know. By filling the inefficiencies, we don't leave anything behind. We have a lot of inefficiencies above. Okay, NPOC here, poor highs here, NPOC here as well. So if we do get a low into this fill of the NPOC, it will be pretty obvious to trade up to here, in my opinion. So yeah, again, really important what happens into the lows in terms of price action. So let's bring everything together into the chart, starting off with the higher time frame composites. So the main place for now will be, let me delete some stuff. Of course, the sweep of these equal highs to target. All right, so 92/93k is the big level to hold. Even if you remember on higher time frame outlook I did the other day, it wasn't this one, it was this one. This level is our do or die. Okay, do or die level because it is basically the gap within 14-week value low and 8-week value high. Also the low to hold of this trend, if we say it's a trend. So yeah, big level to hold. All right, now going into lower time frame. First of all, acceptance above 14-week value low / previous week value low will be our first bullish idea, but any rejection into previous week VWAP / 95k, let's say 95k, around that area, will be short-term bearish. Long-term bearish it will be after we flip these levels once again. So playing it level to level here, as you can see. So rotational within these two right here. Come on. Rotational within these two right here, if we manage to accept above. Expansion below, if we get basically a deviation of, let me show you. A deviation of previous week 5-year low, followed by acceptance below 8-week 5-year high / previous month 5-year high, and this will be expanding lower, at least towards, in my opinion, 86k. We don't have any other structure holding us. 89k of course is a big level, but 86k is the extreme to target if we get rotation from here. Okay, so for now these are the plays that I'm looking at, and of course another play that I'm looking at is if we manage to get a drive higher, target these highs, basically form some sort of lower high right here, along with some internal liquidity grab. Okay, so this will be another cool play we have to keep in mind. But again, we're playing lower time frame rotations, so main focus will be on longs here to target this, and then we'll see how price behaves into this higher time frame perspective for longs. All right, so these are the main scenarios that I'm looking at, rotational within these two, and on a bigger perspective, rotational within, if we accept here, below here, within here. All right, these are all the places I'm looking at. Okay, so major level to hold on higher time frame 92/93k. If we flip 92k on the downside, we're targeting 86k, firstly 89k, and then 86k. 95k will be really important to flip both higher time frame and lower time frame for more bullishness. And then of course we will monitor what's going to happen on the highs if we get a flip of this level. All right, that's pretty much it, the outlook. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna end the stream, the recording, and jump right into questions. All right.